Hey, what's up, guys? It's Flackfire. I've got a bit of a mind-bending theory here for the upcoming Fallout 4 DLC Far Harbor, and I'd like to share it with you. Because much of this theory is predicated on events that occur in Fallout 4, just be warned, some spoilers will follow. Basically, what my theory comes down to is that Fallout 4's Far Harbor will be a horror story, and it is going to be based off of the works of H.P. Lovecraft. So let's look at what we know first about what we're actually going to experience in Far Harbor as part of Bethesda's initial announcement about the DLC. Players will head to the island of Far Harbor, Maine as part of a quest to solve a mystery surrounding the disappearance of a young woman. The island is home to a secret colony of synths, a faction of the Children of Adam cult, and the local townspeople, and they're not getting along. In addition to surviving in this more feral world with higher levels of radiation, you will have to navigate the growing conflict between the various groups. Developer Bethesda has promised the new DLC is coming in May and will be filled with new faction quests, settlements, lethal creatures, and dungeons, as well as new armor and weapons, but for the storyline, we know relatively little, which is where this speculation comes in. What we do know is that the Fallout universe is brutal and often horrifying. We've encountered raiders, vampires, cults, and all manner of murderers in the wasteland. We also know the developers behind Fallout 4 have a penchant for things supernatural and superstitious. There are many references to H.P. Lovecraft in Fallout 4, ranging from the more obvious Dunwich Borers experience to that quest for Pickman's Blade. Bethesda even made a game called Call of Cthulhu, Dark Corners of the Earth, based on the works of Lovecraft back in 2006. An irradiated island seems the perfect setting for a dark and mysterious tale, perhaps one similar to Lovecraft's The Shadow over Innsmouth. In fact, the story begins not unlike what we know about Far Harbor, with an investigation into a crumbling, decrepit seacoast town filled with dilapidated structures. The tale revolves around a man named Robert Olmsted who travels to the fictional town of Innsmouth. There he uncovers tales of a mysterious underwater race known as Deep Ones. These Deep Ones bring prosperity in the form of abundant fish. The Deep Ones are amphibious and have the ability to reproduce with humans. Their hybrid offspring have the appearance of normal humans in early life, but in adulthood slowly transform into Deep Ones. Once transformed, they live within ancient cities under the sea for eternity. Now, if such a story sounds bizarre, it becomes even more so when Olmsted's genealogical research reveals he is one of the Deep Ones and is slowly changing. Horrifying. If Bethesda wanted to recreate a tale similar to The Shadow over Innsmouth, how could it be accomplished within the realm of the Fallout universe? Well, the answer is quite easily. Drawing parallels to Lovecraft's story, the runaway girl could be looking for answers about her heritage, and in doing so, discovers she is a synth. It's not the first time this has happened in the Fallout universe either. A similar situation befell the popular companion Nick Valentine. He volunteered to have his personality and memories encoded into an early pre-war synth and has no recollection of his construction or of the Institute. This led to tremendous confusion and disorientation for the private detective when he awoke in post-war Boston. If the missing girl is in a similar predicament, such behavior is completely understandable. And what of the ocean-dwelling Deep Ones? Just like the mythical creatures, synths do not die of old age. There has also been much discussion about an underwater vault in the upcoming DLC. Perhaps it's occupied by the aforementioned secret colony of synths. Interestingly, such a synth colony could provide a wealth of food for the inhabitants of Far Harbor in the form of fish. Since we know the Institute can create synthetic gorillas, so why not fish? And that goes in line with what is described with the old ones in Lovecraft's story. In The Shadow over Innsmouth, the townspeople would give human sacrifices in exchange for prosperity. Perhaps that is also the case with Far Harbor, since the Institute is known for kidnapping people and also recruiting scientists, or the townspeople could bring the synths' sought-after technology. It's a bit of a stretch, sure, but there are some interesting similarities that could be noted. Such a DLC would also answer some burning questions about the synths and the reach of the Institute. Of course, if Bethesda adapts the Shadow over Innsmouth, the deep ones may not be since at all. Far Harbor is modeled after the real-life location of Bar Harbor, Maine, and the town is well known for seafood, the MDI Biological Laboratory, which specializes in regenerative medicine using animal genes, and the Jackson Laboratory, which specializes in treating diseases based on unique genetic makeup. So, could there be strange genetic mutations, engineered sea creatures, or maybe those human-fish hybrids? British science fiction writer Arthur C. Clarke's third law states any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. It's a law that has been proven time and time again over the course of history. Fallout's wasteland is rife with superstition, and the post-war Commonwealth lacks any sort of formal education system, which provides a breeding ground for cults and belief in the supernatural. Moreover, H.P. Lovecraft stories could actually be found in the Commonwealth. Fallout's timeline diverges from our own history shortly after World War II. The Shadow of Innsmouth was written in 1931, so perhaps it exists in the cultural memory of the Commonwealth, twisted and faded into legend. The story may be a convenient facade for quite ordinary and explainable circumstances. I could, of course, be way off the mark here. There are plenty of other horror stories to pull from for inspiration. For example, Edgar Allan Poe was born in Boston. There's even an Easter egg to him in the castle about one of his stories. Interestingly, Poe is often cited as one of Lovecraft's earliest influences, and Poe is considered the inventor of the detective fiction genre and a contributor to the emergence of science fiction. So it's entirely possible Far Harbor could be based on one of his many stories, especially since he enjoyed more commercial success than Lovecraft. If all of this seems difficult to wrap your head around, don't worry. The most merciful thing in the world is the inability of the human mind to correlate all its contents. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. I'll keep you posted on all Far Harbor developments, and when a trailer's released, keep an eye out for an analysis. Thanks for watching.
You're not a synth. It was just an accident.
Even if you're right, what does it matter? There's nothing left for me.